I'm about to share with you my brutally honest advice for new entrepreneurs. So if you do not want to hear brutally honest, real, authentic advice, then click out of this video. We're talking no fluff and no sugarcoating. If you're starting an online business, you're probably hearing millions of different opinions on what works and what doesn't. But the truth is, most of that advice is outdated or just plain wrong. In this video, I'm breaking down the real challenges, the biggest mistakes to avoid, and what you actually need to focus on to build a successful and sustainable business. So word of caution, it's about to get real. Let's dive in. Okay, my first piece of brutally honest advice for new entrepreneurs is you need to say no. Let me explain. I feel like when you're a new entrepreneur, and when I think back to when I was a new entrepreneur, everything is just so exciting and we don't really know what the better opportunities are. We think the grass is maybe always going to be greener on the other side. We just want to be involved in everything, and we feel like it's a positive step in the right direction if we just say yes to every single opportunity that comes our way. And I think the reason we feel that way is because in the beginning, when you're just starting, you have no opportunities, right? Like no one's reaching out to you. No one's like, be on my podcast, be on my TV show. So as you start and as new opportunities present themselves, it becomes almost too easy to say yes to these opportunities when they might not be the right opportunities, and they're definitely probably not the best use of your time at this phase in your business. Not to mention, a lot of these opportunities aren't even opportunities. They're literally scams presented as opportunities. Let me explain. So when I first started this business, I actually got a DM on Instagram of somebody saying, wow, we really love your story. We want to feature you and we want to interview you. Now for me, my previous business, I had grown to $2 million per year. So I thought this was an authentic ask. I was like, wow, that's so cool. They want to know my story of how I grew it from nothing to $2 million per year. So I get on a call with this guy. I'm on the call for like 30 minutes. He's asking me all these questions about myself. It feels very, very authentic, right? And then at the end, he basically says they're not actually doing an interview themselves. They want to pitch me for interview opportunities and they want me to pay them. The amount of fuming inside of me was real. Okay. This guy literally took up time that I was messaging with him. He took up time for me to have a call with him just so that he could bait and switch me into a sales pitch. Now, this is just one example of how sometimes opportunities are not actually good opportunities, and also why saying no is good and staying focused at the phase that you're in is good. Because again, not every opportunity is going to end up being good. In fact, in my experience, most of the opportunities that I've chased after when I should have been focusing turned out not to be good. The thing is that businesses are out there trying to sell you every single step of the way. And I get this a lot in my community where I'll say, this is the business software that I use and I would recommend it for you too. And they're like, well, what about this software, this software, this software, this software, this software? And the reason you're hearing about so many softwares is because that's what they're doing. They're spending all their time, money, marketing to you on a daily basis. No, don't use that software. Use this software. No, don't go in that direction. Go in this direction. And that's because their full-time job is to market you to purchase their product. So it doesn't even matter which thing you decide to go with. You're going to constantly feel like there's FOMO that you should have went in this direction or with this product or with this mentor or whatever that is. But in reality, you need to just stay in your lane and stay focused at the phase in business that you're on. And I can guarantee you that switching softwares or switching business opportunities is probably not the best use of your time, especially in the beginning phases of being a business owner. Focus is key. Entrepreneurs, they just have that squirrel syndrome in the beginning where they're like, I need to be doing all these different things, when in reality, you just need to be focused on phase one of business, which is product market fit and making those first sales. You got to tune everything else out and you got to be focused and you got to make those first sales. Okay, the next piece of brutally honest advice. I'm so excited to share this one. Stop modeling where big entrepreneurs are now. There are so many entrepreneurs out there that are trying to be Gary Vee right now or Sarah Blakely right now. But guess what? Where they are right now, what they're working on right now, what they're doing today is not at all what got them there. It's not what they focused on when they first started. I see this a lot where there's brand new business owners who haven't even made $1 trying to set up charity funds or trying to set up tax savings and move to Puerto Rico when they haven't even made a freaking dollar. Or they're trying to start all these different businesses at the same time because they're like, I heard online that I need 7 different streams of income to be a millionaire. Da 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 da. No, I guarantee you that all these people started out with one product, one market. They kept going until they had their first sales and then they went from there. And if they started again today, they would start back at the starting point. They wouldn't start where they are today. And I feel like on the surface level, it makes sense. Like they're modeling what is working out there. But the problem is that you can't model where someone is when they're at $1 million a year, 100 million a year, whatever it is, when you haven't even made your first dollar yet. These steps in business are very, very different. So at the end of the day, you need to focus on your progress and your progress alone. What you need to do is look at, okay, what did I do yesterday and how can I be better than that today? How can I get a little bit better every single day? Maybe it's a better click-through rate on YouTube. Maybe it's yesterday I made $1. Today I'm going to focus on making $2, right? Focus on getting a little bit better every single day. And then maybe a year, maybe 3 years from now, you'll look back and be like, wow, I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I got started. And maybe eventually one day you'll be up there with all those business mentors that you look up to, but it's not going to be because you modeled what they're doing today. And if you want to learn my entire process of how I grow a fan base of potential customers, how I create and sell my own digital products for consistent passive income, I have a free on-demand workshop where you can learn everything start to finish, along with how to get my scripts, tools, and templates. Go ahead and register for your free on-demand seat now. It's the first link in the description below this video and also the pinned comment below this video as well. Okay, this next one is kind of like a spin-off of what we were just talking about. And this brutal piece of advice is stop focusing on problems you don't have. For the love of God, stop focusing on problems you don't have, okay? In my opinion, this is the most popular form of procrastination. For example, one of the most popular questions I get is, how can I protect my digital product from thieves? How can I protect my business from getting stolen? When this person asking me this question hasn't even made $1 online yet. Stop trying to solve problems you don't have yet. You already have problems in front of you. Problem number 1, make your first dollar. Like literally stop trying to focus on problems that you don't have yet and maybe you never even will. When I started my digital products business, it never crossed my mind like I need to worry about thieves. I need to hire a lawyer to copyright, blah, 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 blah. Like I was not focused on the problems I did not have yet. I was focused on the problems I actually did have on hand, which is what am I going to sell? Who am I going to sell it to? How am I going to make my first dollar? How am I going to make my first $100? How am I going to set everything up to automate so I have consistent passive income? What if you never even make that first dollar and you have just spent all of this time on some problem you don't even have? It doesn't even exist. You're spending all this time solving this when you need to be focused on the problems you actually have. Another one that I do see a lot actually is people will say, Molly, I've spent 1 year or 2 years building this digital product, building this course, and I haven't sold any of it yet. And I'm just like, well, why? Why are you taking so long to make this product? And they're like, well, it's not ready yet. It's not good enough yet. It's like, this is not what you should be focused on. You should be focused on getting a minimum viable product up really quickly or pre-selling your digital product, making those first sales, and then iterating and making it better over time. Like you don't even need a mold for your product or a prototype for your product or a manufacturer for your product. Digital products is the easiest thing you can get started with. In fact, I have pre-sold most of my digital products. This is where I have a checkout page and I tell people, this is what the product's going to be. This is what's going to be included. And then people can pre-purchase. They can pre-buy this thing. It's kind of like a Kickstarter campaign without me having to give any money to Kickstarter, right? And so that way, if nobody buys, I didn't just waste all of my time creating something that nobody wants. And if people do buy, now I'm getting paid to actually create and fulfill on that thing in whatever the time frame was that I told people. So work smarter, not harder. Do not solve problems that you don't have yet. Stop procrastinating and worrying about things that are not even a reality for you. Okay, the next piece of brutal advice for new entrepreneurs is, okay, lean in real close here. Paid ads are not a magic wand. to fix your business. I see this a lot where people are like, well, I don't want to grow a following online, so I'm just going to run paid ads. And it's like, okay, first of all, do you have $50,000 to waste? Do you have $10,000 to waste? It is highly likely that you will be wasting this money. Like, I have spent millions of dollars on ads. I have made over $9 million in digital product sales. And when I started this business, I easily and quickly wasted $50,000 on ads, and I already knew what I was doing. Ads are very, very easy to lose with. People paint them like there's some magic wand. Oh, you just turn them on and they make money. It's like printing money from an ATM. Like, first of all, it's going to be way harder to sell something to a cold market through paid ads than it is going to be by building an organic following and selling that way. Not only is that not going to cost you anything to do it that way, but it's going to be easier because these people watch your content and they grow that know, like, and trust factor. And so I always tell people, look, if you can't even sell through organic marketing, through social media, through YouTube, there ain't no way your thing is going to sell through paid ads. And I'm not saying this to discourage you, and I'm not saying this to say ads never work. They certainly can, but you need to have your offer on lock. You need to have a really good product market fit. Like, your offer, your messaging, your images, like, everything needs to be perfect in order for ads to work, because guess what? They're really expensive. Depending on your niche, it's going to cost you, I'm guessing right now, around at least $2 to $5 to $10 per freebie download. Like, things are way more expensive now with paid ads. And that's why, guess what? I don't run any paid ads right now. I get all of my traffic through YouTube. And I constantly hear from people like, well, I couldn't do that. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. Well, guess what? I have built on almost every single social media. I have spent millions in ads. I have made a lot of money from ads. And I can tell you that growing on YouTube is a freaking walk in the park compared to getting ads working. Even when I was paying someone $5K a month to run our ads, he was constantly demanding me to create new creative every single week. And now I know there's gonna be people in the comments like, well, with my agency, you don't need to create creative. With my agency, we get 50-cent lead. With my agency, it's like, okay, with what niche? Like, maybe you got that one time, maybe that was 2 years ago. Like, what niche? Where's the proof? What is the exact thing that you're getting right now? And again, they probably have their messaging on lock, they have their funnel on lock, they have their product market fit on lock. Like, it's obviously possible, but it's not easy. And for me, having experienced all these different avenues, growing on YouTube is way easier than keeping up with and scaling ads and having to create new creative every single week. With YouTube, I just record 1 to 2 days every single month for a whole month's worth of content. And I create 2 videos every single week. That's just like 1 4-hour day of filming. And you can have all your content made for the whole month. But all of that to say, it's your business, do what you want. But I am here to warn you that ads are not going to be this easy magic wand that you might be thinking it is. Yes, it can be done, but it is not that easy. Okay, the next piece of brutal advice is nobody is going to build your business for you. Nobody is going to ride in on a white stallion and build your business for you and save you like you're some damsel in distress. No one. Okay, nobody has done that for me. I had to do everything myself. Well worth it, but was it hard? Absolutely. If building a business was easy, everyone would do it, right? Here's the thing is, if you go into starting a business with a student mindset of like, I'm excited to learn new things. I'm excited to try new things. I know that every single day I'm going to have mishaps. I'm going to have things not go the way that I wish for them to go. A lot of things are going to take longer than I expect. Just go into it with that mindset and you should probably be good. But if you go into it with, this will be easy, this will be fast, I'm not going to need to learn anything new, like that is not going to go well for you. And if you start your business thinking, well, I can just hire a mentor or hire an employee or hire a contractor who will just build my business for me, I'm sorry, but I can guarantee you're about to lose a lot of money because it's not going to happen. No one is going to build your business for you. Nobody cares like you do. Everyone is already trying to make money on their own, to make their businesses work on their own. There is no amount of money you can pay someone to just build your business for you. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to learn how to do things. You're going to have to make mistakes and learn lessons along the way. And that's just part of owning a business. And the sooner you come to reality with that, and the sooner you you realize it's not a bad thing, but you have to have that mindset of like wanting to be a student and wanting to keep going until it works. That is when it will work for you. But if every step of the way you're like, why is this so hard? Why is this tiny little thing that I could Google so hard to figure out? Like, just Google it. I like to tell people, look, I dropped out of college, but I graduated from Google University because I built most of my business just Googling things. And today we even have tools like ChatGPT. I see a lot of people struggling with really small things like how to set up a URL or just like random little first parts of their business, right? And here's what I'll tell you. Just go to ChatGPT, go to Google or whatever software you're using, go to their website. They always have like a help center that you can get someone to help you. Now, way back in the day, I used GoDaddy, and I remember it was so frustrating trying to get my custom URL like set up with my website. Okay. But I remember I called them on the phone, which, oh my God, I'd rather die than call someone on the phone now. But I called them on the phone. You know, I was like, I'm really struggling with this. And they ended up helping me. They ended up walking me through it click by click. Like, that is just an example of what you're going to need to do to get your business working. Is when you hit a roadblock, when you hit a stumbling block, do not throw a fit. Just say, okay, I'm at a roadblock. What are the resources I have at my disposal that I can reach out to, get in touch with to solve this problem? And I'm here to tell you that my business has problems that we need to solve almost on a daily basis. Like, that's just how business is. So you're going to really need to switch your mindset to be like, this is fun. I like problem solving. I like learning new things. I am a student of business, and just sort of relax into, you know, that is what growing a business is like. And again, if you want my start to finish workshop for how to come up with your digital product idea, how to build a following of potential buyers, how to actually sell your digital product, if you want to learn how you get your hands on my scripts, my templates, my tools for getting this done as fast as possible, then go ahead and register for my free on-demand workshop. It's the first link in the description below this video, and it's also in the pinned comment below as well. And now that you know my brutally honest advice for new entrepreneurs, you might be wanting to hear my little rant on the dark side of entrepreneurship that they don't want you to know about. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video.